Here we go. We're live. Great. All right, guys. Welcome back to In the Blind with Daddy Duck. And yes, we are going to be talking about a dog training ban, and what's really going on. And no, this is not clickbait at all. This is something that's actually in Congress right now, and I'm hoping that I'm going to have a guest soon. Hopefully, he'll come on. Todd Edwards from Tick Bite, North Carolina. He's off of Facebook. Hey, Mike, what's going on, brother? Hopefully, Todd will show up here in just a little bit, and I will get him. Yep, he is here now. So let me get the link. Todd, the link is now in the chat. All you gotta do is click on it. Make sure you click out of YouTube once you get in here. But anyway, this is not clickbait, guys. This is not clickbait. This is an actual bill. It's in the farm bill, and we'll get into all that here in a little bit. But right now, I do want to recognize my sponsors. In the Blind is brought to you by Salt Creek Custom Ammunition, True Lock, Coke Tubes, Biscuit Built 3D, and now Heyday Outdoors. How you doing, Todd?
Man, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing great. It's good to finally put a face to you. We talked on the phone quite a bit earlier today, texting and then talking on the phone. I'm kind of giving our audience a little briefing here on what this bill is, and then me and you will get into it here in just a minute.
I'm going to drop a link. I'm going to drop a link in the comments.
Sure.
That's a full article. It's a full written article that I wrote on this bill.
Okay.
About the beginning of March, and everybody can take a look and read it, how it came to be, and so on and so forth. I'm going to drop the link in there. We're going to talk about it too.
Okay.
I think you got to approve the link. It failed to post.
Let's see here. Let me. I don't even see it. I don't even see it in here. Did you click in? Did you put it in YouTube or did you put it in the
StreamYard?
StreamYard. Okay.
Hey, I posted it on your Facebook page if you just want to grab it.
Give me a minute. I'm a little I'll try to grab it here in a minute.
All right, you go ahead with what you were saying. I just wanted to throw that link out there.
All right, guys. So the bill name is and I have to read off my phone, guys, because I can't remember all this stuff. The Greyhound Protection Act of 2025. Bill number is HR 5017. You can go to congress.gov and find it. The sponsors, and this is what really is kicking me in the tail right now. We would normally believe that this would be an all Democrat sponsor or co-sponsors, but it's not. It's actually bipartisan. Representative, if I pronounce this correctly, Salad Carbajal, Democrat out of California. Key co-sponsors, bipartisan. Representative Randy Fine, a Republican out of Florida. Representative Zach Nunn, Republican out of Iowa. And Representative Don Davis, which is a Democrat from North Carolina. I believe he is your representative.
He is my representative. Yes, he is.
Okay. So basically what this is in the farm bill, guys. This has been hidden in the farm bill. And it's basically, and I'm just going to give you basically, and me and Todd will get into more depth with it. But basically saying that you cannot use other animals for training dogs, such as you got a bird dog and you put quail in a box and you teaching the bird dog how to point quail, or using pigeons for retriever training, using rabbit pens to train beagles. These kind of things, the way the wording is in this bill, it could mean a whole lot of stuff, not just about greyhounds. Do I basically have the gist of this, Todd?
Yeah, yes, you do. I was talking with someone on a podcast recently, and I asked him, I said, have you seen the Greyhound bill? And he said, well, that really doesn't affect our demographics. And I said, oh, you wouldn't think so based on the title, but you need to read the meat of the bill. So I'm going to read the language directly from the bill.
That'll be fine.
It shall be unlawful for any person to engage in live lure training of dogs. It shall be unlawful for any person to conduct an open field coursing event. The term open coursing means any event in which dogs are used to pursue a live animal in an open field. It shall be unlawful to knowingly sell, transport, or deliver any dog for the purposes of engaging in any activity prohibited under this section. Now, let me tell you what that says to me. That tells me I can't have a duck dog, I can't have a deer dog, I can't have a coyote dog, fox dog, squirrel dog, rabbit dog, no dog. I got a dog box on the back of my truck. That gives them probable cause, pull me over.
Exactly. And my understanding of this will be if passed, it would be a felony if you're caught training your dogs.
It would be. So I got something today after you and I talked. I got a message sent to me that the Sportsman's Alliance is working with a representative to strip the wording from the Greyhound Amendment. It's not the Greyhound bill anymore, it's the amendment. But to strip the wording away from it that would affect hunters. And I'm totally against that. I think the only way we strip this is we completely remove this amendment.
I agree.
An attack on one is an attack on all. And you cannot negotiate with people that do not believe you have a right to exist. And the people behind this bill do not believe in hunting at all. They don't want you to climb a tree, don't want you to sit in a blind. They don't want you to hunt. They don't want you to cast a dog. They don't want you to do nothing. They want you to eat bugs.
I don't even think they want you to eat that. They just want you to eat guacamole.
Well, they got a lot of money invested in these places that are making the meat from bugs. So they do. They want you to eat bugs. I say that and people think I'm crazy, but read it for yourself. So the Farm Bill is House Resolution 7567, and Amendment number 25 is what contains this language. The original Greyhound Protection Act was House Resolution 5017, and that bill was dead on arrival, and they knew it. So my congressman, in his infinite wisdom, by the way, Don Davis, I'm going to roast you online. I just want you to know it's coming. I'm going to invite you on camera. I had 21 million views last month. People see it. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to come on camera and tell us why you thought this was a good idea. There's a question here that says, is this a South Carolina thing or federal? It is a federal thing. The link that I've tried to share, I gave it to Duck Daddy. It won't let me post any links. I just posted hi in StreamYard, and it wouldn't even let me do that. So the link that I've got.
1 second. Mark J. Larson. Hello. Just give me 1 second, Todd. Mark, if you can find that article that we're talking about and see if you can post a link. If you could do that, you're a whole lot better than that. If you're in here tonight, I need you to do the same thing. Guys, if I miss you in the comments, I'm so sorry, but what I want you to do for me is share this out on all of your stuff right now. Get people in here. Let's get as many people as we can. Let them know that we're talking about it. We're going to be here for a while. So anyway, I'm sorry, Todd, go right ahead.
That's all right. Duck Daddy, your guys that are looking for it, they need to go to your Facebook page, and you've got an advertisement for this stream that we're in right now. I posted it as a comment under there so it will be easy for them to find. So
Yep, I think
the link that I'm talking about has within it the language of the bill. It explains everything. And then it has links in there where you can find who your U.S. congressman and who your U.S. senator is so that you can contact them. And I think I've even got a sample email in there to send them. Emails are great. I like calling them. Make that phone light up and ring. Be nice. Keep in mind you are talking to your elected representative. They work for you, but you don't have to be rude. You catch a whole lot more with sugar than you do salt. So be nice. But they need to know just exactly what they've done. And Don Davis, I want to make sure that you know what you've done. So I'm going to dedicate a whole segment just to my congressman. I'm going to do it respectfully. But this was totally uncalled for, and it's an attack on literally the base that elected you. And I don't even know if you realize what you did or not. After Five Outdoors said he'd be in the wind with his senator. I don't know if you would or not. You need to talk to him. I've been running my lips. You need to go on, Duck Daddy. I took over your podcast. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, brother. No, you're good. No, you're guys. I think I just posted it. The link that he sent me. There's some backstory to that. So, anyway, guys, like I was saying, this live stream, I found out about this about 3-4 days ago. Mike Green was with me. RD Reynolds was with me Saturday, and we were walking around the Sportsman's Classic, and I was talking to all the gun dog guys, all the guys that had their gun dogs there, and just talking to them, and no one has heard about this. So I started doing some research into it Saturday night and Sunday. And lo and behold, on my Facebook, Todd's channel, Tick Bite NC, showed up a little small. It was just a small reel. And I said, holy cow, I got to get a hold of this guy. And I just started going through your Facebook page, trying to find numbers and emails and whatnot. I said, dude, come on. We need to talk about this. But for a lot of you guys that are in here, you know, we're most of us are duck hunters, others bird hunters. There are some trappers and stuff in here, but we all have dogs, and we train dogs, and we work with our pups. These are our companions, and one of our tools is to use live birds, and it's been done for forever and a day, and you know, if it's quail, we normally, after we dispatch the quail, we will have supper that night. That's just the way it is. The same thing with pen raised ducks. If we are using them, they usually get eaten later that night. You can only do so many for one dog. But this is going to eliminate all your field trials, whether they're duck dogs or upland dogs or, like I said, rabbit dogs, fox dogs, kite. I mean, it's going to eliminate all of these field trials. And I just can't, honestly, we need to talk about it. And we need to get a hold of our reps and say, hey, we're against it. We have, the outdoor community is absolutely huge. And we have a voice. I've got a little bit of echoing. It's probably because I'm loud and can't hardly hear myself, Cody, but I'm sorry. But and I don't know how to fix that. But anyway, Todd, you have a bigger background on this. You've been talking about this for weeks. So take it away, brother. I mean, just tell people some more stuff and what you've learned. And I think somebody asked a question of who was the instigator of all this mess, and that would be primary sponsor is a Salud Carbajal, a Democrat out of California, but he does have co-sponsors which are bipartisan. Randy Fine, Republican out of Florida. Zach Nunn, a Republican out of Iowa. And, of course, Don Davis, a Democrat out of North Carolina. So, there we go. Now what just got me just a little few minutes ago was you said that they're going to reword it because of the initial wording. It doesn't say hunting dogs, but it also doesn't say it doesn't. And that's where we should be highly concerned. So what's your thoughts?
Well, I've been trying to take care of some of that echo, and I think that might have been partially my fault. Is the echoing better? Did the echoing go away?
Hey, Charles. Cody.
So you asked me about the bill.
Okay. It's gone.
I turned my sound way down, so now I can't hear you. The animal rights folks don't want any of us hunting. They don't want any of us doing anything. And their method of operating is divide and conquer. So they people watching this may have different thoughts, but they went after the chicken guys, the rooster guys. I forgot what they call themselves, rooster men or something like that.
Right.
They went after them, and you may have opinions, positively or negatively, about chicken competitions and stuff. But me personally, I've never been to one, don't know much about it. But I do know they went after them and they shut them down. They've been after Greyhound racing, wanting to shut it down. I don't think there's but about 2 places in the United States anymore that it's legal to have Greyhound races.
I don't follow it myself, but I understand the concept. Greyhounds are a hunting dog, and they chase game, and
yeah,
that's how it. I mean, it's just like a deer dog. Now, whether you like deer hounds or not, whether you're a dog guy as far as deer hunting goes, or you like to still hunt, it doesn't really matter. The fact is, it is a part, especially here in the South, it is a part of our heritage to have deer hounds. I mean, growing up in South Carolina, I mean, every other person had 2 or 3, and some even had more deer hounds. We'd all get together on the weekends, turn the dogs loose, and have a deer drive. This is part of our heritage. The same thing with bird dogs. You know, everybody would have 1. Some people would have 2, and we would get together and go start going across fields, getting permission from farmers to go across fields and hunting quail birds. Back in the day when we had a lot of quail, and that was just part of our heritage. And how do you train these dogs to find this game if you're not using birds? If you're not using other birds to do this, and this is very disturbing. Duck Doug, good friend of the channel, just said, what an interesting and scary topic tonight. And again, guys, this is not clickbait. This is in a farm bill that's been hidden, and they don't want us to know about it. I mean,
yeah, it's not clickbait. The link that I sent you is a full article that I wrote that spells it all out. So you were talking about the different dogs earlier. I hear people complain about deer dogs. They say deer dogs are trespassing dogs and so on and so forth, and get some land to run dogs on. I have people in my comment section all the time that say really negative things about me, and I can tell they don't follow me because I'm hunting 10,000 acres. That's 10 with a comma and 3 zeros, 10,000 acres, 16 square miles, basically. And then we own the farmland that's around that land. That 10,000 acres, we own part of it, we lease part of it. And there's another hunting club next to us that's 15,000 acres, and we have a mutual agreement between the two of us. So between the two clubs, we have 25,000 acres. We're not interfering with anybody. And people want to constantly, number one, talk trash about me. We hunt deer, we hunt bear with dogs. We also rabbit hunt, we squirrel hunt. The boys still hunt. We got climbing stands, box stands. We hunt deer. We hunt bear. But I've had people in the comments section of this article and some other articles. You saw a video I made. I've made about an hour and a half video, and I've made some short videos. The short ones really get some good play. But I have people in the comments section, some of them duck hunters, that say, oh, that won't bother me. My dog retrieves dead birds. Okay, that's nice. Are you sure the bird's dead when the dog goes after it? I know you shot it, but I mean, are you sure it's dead? I've retrieved a whole lot of live animals that have been shot. So you're sitting in your deer stand, you shoot the deer, and you call me to bring my dog to come track it. If the deer's alive when we get to it, guess what? We both just committed a felony under this farm bill. Is that really what you want? What you think? Duck Daddy, you froze on me. I don't know if I'm talking to myself or not. No, it's froze.
God, you just had a good thing to say to him.
Are you here?
Yeah, yeah, there you are. You're back.
Okay.
We were froze there for a while. I don't know how much of that got caught or not. I might want to repeat it.
We're one or two things has happened. Either my internet's going down, or the Democrats got a hold of me and decided to try to shut us down.
Doug 96 said he still heard me. So
okay,
that's something else. I don't play parties. I don't play the Democrat versus the Republican. I don't get involved in that. My back history, my backstory is I was an intelligence agent for the U.S. government. I have people tell me, oh, you're full of it, this, that, and the other. I got the receipts. I can prove it. I don't need to, but I can. But that was my job. That's what I did. And I recognize a psychological operation when I see it. And the pitting the Democrats and the Republicans, they get the public arguing with each other left and right. And then they all go out to lunch together. Trust me. Right. You watch the deliberations on TV where the Democrats and the Republicans are all mad at each other, and they're mad because one of them made more money than the other one. But when the cameras go off and they go to dinner, they all go to dinner together. Trust me, it's all for show. And don't buy into it. This bill you're talking about has both sides of the aisle signed on it. And it's not a Democrat versus a Republican thing. It's a freedom thing.
And not only that, I mean, it's also your anti-hunters are involved in all this, and yeah, it's a bipartisan bill. That's what you know. I can't believe that they're trying to, especially the Republican, even the Democrats. I mean, their base, except the ones in California, I assume, but North Carolina, Florida, Iowa, their base are outdoorsmen, hunters, fishermen, people with dogs, who sit there and train their own dogs. What about all the countless numbers of trainers that are out there, especially for duck dogs and retriever trainers? They use live birds. It's a way of those dogs can get the scent. How are they going to know what to retrieve if you're just throwing it? You just can't throw a tennis ball out there and expect them to go retrieve a duck.
That's right.
It just doesn't work that way. It's the same thing with drug dogs. I mean, they got to know what the scent is. So there we go. Hey, Mark, how you doing? But yeah, Todd, don't think you're hijacking this, man. You just talk up and let me hear your thought. Let everybody hear your thoughts, because you got more knowledge on this than I do at this point in time.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm an expert on it, but I have done some reading on it. Let me pull my my article back up. You mentioned drug dogs. I had a commenter that said, "Are we going to stop the police from using dogs?" And it sounds a little absurd when you think about it, but when you go back to the wording of the bill and read the way it's written, I don't know that it's that far-fetched.
Right.
That wording, it's so broadly worded that it could be applied to just about anything. I almost think they could apply it to fishing.
I guarantee they can apply it to bloodhounds, human tracking dogs, because how do they train, bloodhounds? Is they get a person and they send them off, and that dog is to track that. That's a live animal. I mean, let's face that fact. So
I've actually done that. I've actually been the person they were tracking before.
I've done it myself in my past, and I have a law enforcement background as well. So I've helped bloodhounds. I have a son who is a canine handler, both with bloodhounds and drug and patrol dogs. So this is not just hunting. I mean, it is all the way around. I mean, it's yeah. So I'm telling people, guys, we this is something we need to really look into. Look into it for yourself. Just don't take my word. Don't take Todd's word. Look into it. Read it for yourself. The little I have read on it, the wording is so broad, it's not even funny. It is actually scary.
So the wording that really troubles me, other than the fact they're trying to restrict anything at all, the bill doesn't say this only applies to greyhound racing. Instead, it uses broad terms like any event or pursue a live animal. That leaves room for interpretation.
Correct.
I can tell you right now that words have meaning, but they have different meaning for different people. For example, lawyers can really make some words mean different things.
Correct.
We had a president, I believe it was President Obama, might have been Clinton. I don't remember. I don't want to misquote the president, but I remember a president saying, well, it depends on what the definition of the word is.
Well, the word is. Yep.
Yeah, that was his quote. So I have a problem with laws and bills and such that are written like this, because I know how they get applied in the field. There's a bill, I can't think of the name of it right now. There's a law right now that I know one of the people that helped write it, and the way it's being applied in the courts, he states flat out that that's not what their intention was when they wrote the bill, and he was one of the authors of the bill. So, it escapes me what it was at the moment, but I'll think of it about time we end the podcast. So, again, I'm going to jump back on that. We were talking about how some people have, problems with dogs and so on and so forth. And I was telling you how much land we hunt. Turkey season's getting ready to start. I'm going to have a trespassing problem here in a couple of weeks.
Right.
I really am. It's like the property attracts people that aren't supposed to be there because they want to hunt a turkey. I don't see them trying to pass a law to outlaw turkey hunting.
Right.
But this Greyhound bill is an attack on hunting, flat out, which it's not the Greyhound bill anymore. It's the Amendment 25 of the farm bill.
So it has been changed. That was just recently, correct?
No, they haven't changed it. They're trying to change it.
Oh, they're trying to.
And they're trying to substitute the amendment with a different amendment. So I'm going to tell you the public schools failed most of us. They quit teaching civics. Nobody knows how this stuff works. So the way it works is somebody sits down and takes a pen and a paper and writes some words down on a piece of paper. They go to the Capitol with it, and some people listen to it and go, yeah, this is a good idea. Let's introduce this bill. So the bill gets introduced, and then it gets sent off into a committee to be heard. A lot of times the bills die in committee. Well, the farm bill, or the Greyhound bill as it was written, like I said, it was dead on arrival. It wasn't going anywhere. It was just a garbage bill. They knew it, but they introduced it. Their sponsors were happy about it. There's a lot of money. After 5 Outdoors says Bill Clinton is the infamous definition of is. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
After 5, I appreciate that.
If there's anybody in here that would have found that out real quick, that would have been after 5. That's Cody from After 5.
That's
Good
great.
friend of mine.
So they write this stuff down. It goes into committee, and a lot of times it'll die in committee. And Greyhound bill, like I say, was dead on arrival. But the farm bill is one of those things they have to pass. It's an important bill. It needs to pass. So they'll make these amendments and attach them to popular bills and hope they'll slip through the cracks. So they wrote Amendment 25, stuck it on the farm bill, and the farm bill is currently in the Ag Committee. It's not in the full House of Representatives yet. So to become law, it would have to be debated. It would have to pass the committee, go to the House floor, be debated, be voted on, passed in the House. Then it would have to go do the process in the Senate and pass the Senate. If it passes both the House and the Senate, it would go to the president for his signature. I really hope that President Trump would not sign it. But it puts him in a bad spot if it gets to him, because he either signs the bill or he doesn't. If he doesn't sign it, what's he doing? He's hurting all these poor farmers that need his help. If he does sign it, he's hurting all the hunters. It's a catch-22. It's a situation where you can't win at all. It doesn't need to be there. There doesn't need to be anything about greyhound racing in a farm bill in the first place.
Exactly. And they always take a bill, a good bill, like the farm bill, and they try to shove some piece of trash into it. That's right. That's what they do. We've known about this forever and a day. And these farmers, they most definitely need this help. But as well as I do, if it can hurt Trump, they're going to try to do it.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. Regardless of what people say, if they want to hurt Trump with the farm bill, they're going to put some kind of trash in there to hurt others that will hurt him. Oh, Trump let them do this, So this is another. And I'm just going to say it straight out. And you guys that follow me, I don't like to get political. It's just not my style. But it's just another sleazy way of getting back to our way of life, our conservatism, and the things that we enjoy doing, because they just want to hurt somebody. They just want to hurt one person. That's it. So they're going to hurt everybody.
So you said that you don't like to get political. I really don't either. But on the same token, just because you don't take interest in politics doesn't mean politics is not going to take an interest in you.
That's right.
And a government that is powerful enough to outlaw something that I like is powerful to outlaw something you don't like. So keep that in mind. People out there, I want to ban this, I want to ban that, I want to ban this. Do you really want a government that's powerful enough to ban the thing that your neighbor likes and you don't? Because eventually they're coming for you.
Eventually. Yep.
Eventually they're coming for you. That's why I say we shouldn't be outlawing greyhound hunting or greyhound racing in the first place. Why would we want to do that?
I mean, to me, that falls under the purview of states' rights and not federal rights. If they vote on it and the state is majority says no, we don't want it, then fine. But that's one thing. But for the federal government to get into that business of regulating this kind of stuff, they got no business in it. They need to get their tails out of it, is what they need to do.
So here's an interesting thing. How many people know what the 10th Amendment of the Constitution says? Everybody says, I got a First Amendment right to talk. First of all, there's 5 tenets of the First Amendment. I'm curious who in the chat can tell me what all 5 of them are. Well, that's a challenge, by the way. Don't use Google. Just type them out. Don't look it up. We know what the Second Amendment is. Third Amendment, quartering troops in your homes. We ain't done a lot of that right lately. But what's the 10th Amendment? There's 10 amendments that were called the Bill of Rights. What's the 10th Amendment?
Right to run your dogs.
Somebody here just said the right to run your dogs. No, it's not. The 10th Amendment.
Whoever that was, you tell them thumbs up.
All right. The 10th Amendment is exactly what you just said, states' rights. Powers not delegated to the federal government by the Constitution, nor prohibited to the states, are reserved for the states and the people. The U.S. Constitution don't say a single thing about greyhound racing.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Peter.
Now I just read you the 10th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. It's supposed to be the law of the land. Powers not delegated to the federal government by the Constitution, nor prohibited to the states, are reserved for the states and the people. It's exactly what you just said. If the state doesn't want to have greyhound racing, the state can outlaw it.
Right.
I see nobody's got my
They were probably looking it up.
Got my 5 tenets of the First Amendment yet. There's 5 points. 5. There's not 1, there's 5. So nobody's got them. I tell you what, I've got a raffle going on at the hunting club. We're giving away $700 or $800. I don't remember how much it is, but first person that can tell me all 5 tenets of the First Amendment, I'm going to give you a raffle ticket that's worth $10. So there's your homework. We'll see
it. I know y'all know it.
Let's see it. I mean, we're doing some of it right now. So back to these dirty politicians. If you'll go to that link that I sent you, in the middle of the link, it says find your U.S. representative. There's a link you can click on. If you click that link, it's going to ask you for your zip code. It brings you to the House of Representatives. It asks you for your zip code, and it will literally look your representative up for you. So it's easy as it can be. As far as the bans go, Europe is way ahead of us on banning things. They've banned fox hunting. They've banned just about all hunting in Europe. After 5 outdoors depends on the definition of the First Amendment. It depends on what the First Amendment, when I say First Amendment, it depends on what First Amendment means. I like that. Man, you got it going on. Are you following my YouTube channel, After 5 Outdoors? It's Tick Bite NC. Go on over there, click on that, click subscribe, ring that bell. I was telling Duck Daddy, I got about 60,000 followers on Facebook between my think I got about 5 pages over there. I think I got total about 60,000 followers and get about 21 million views a month. But I've only got about 145 followers on TikTok, or not TikTok, but I got 3,500 followers on TikTok, and I don't even really use it. But my YouTube channel.
Hang on one second. Mark J, if you could do me a favor and look up his YouTube channel for me and post it in the comments so people can get a hold of it.
It's Tick Bite NC. It's only got about 145 followers, and I've been fighting tooth and nail to get people to click subscribe and ring the bell. Won't cost you a dime. But back to this horrible bill. I'm sorry. I want to read some of the comments. If you don't turn on to politics, politics will turn on to you. You're exactly right, Duck Doug. Standing up for what's right is now political nowadays. You're right. It's wrong versus right. Amen. It sure is. I'll tell you this, if you want to see a Democrat at its finest, come to Minnesota. Y'all got some fancy ones out there. Tesla dogs. They're trying to push Tesla dogs. I tell you what, man, if I could get me a Tesla dog that would bark and run like he's supposed to, I would buy one because, man, feeding these dogs is expensive. Hell,
just plug him up at the end of the day, right?
Do what now?
Just plug him up at the end of the day.
Just plug him in. I got some solar panels. I'll plug him into them.
There you go.
So we were talking about the dogs and running live game and such. You and I were talking earlier on the phone. We were talking about coon dogs. I got some of the finest possum dogs you've ever seen.
Hey.
They'll tree a possum in a heartbeat. And sometimes they are so fast, they beat the raccoon to the tree.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure do.
We got, I mean, here, I know North Carolina's the same way as South Carolina, but you know, we got a lot of guys that are coon hunters. And I mean, they just love to hear the dogs run. And all of this, I mean, this isn't just talking about greyhounds, it isn't talking about retrievers or bird. I mean, we're talking all of your outdoor dogs, all of your sporting dogs. And again, the way the bill was worded, it would be a felony. And like you said earlier, you go and you retrieve a wounded duck. I watched my German Wirehair this year chase one down in a bayou in Louisiana, kept diving on him, kept diving on her. And she finally got it circled up enough where she got closer and closer and closer and was able to retrieve that duck. If we can't retrieve, we have just violated another law called wanton waste.
Right.
You know, so it is, you know, just because you pull the trigger doesn't mean you kill it outright. And, you know, there's always that chance, and that's what your dogs are for. But how do you train them? You have to train them with scent. Where do you get the scent? You get it from live birds. Are you saying now that I got to go to a certain store and buy live birds and then euthanize them before I can train with them? I mean,
so in Europe they outlawed fox hunting, so they started laying down drags where there was no live fox involved. It was just the dogs running a scent, and they're pushing to outlaw that.
Right.
It's about ending hunting with dogs, period. But you said something about the duck dogs and the bird dogs and such. There's a whole part here that people are missing. Let me read the wording of the bill again. It shall be unlawful for any person to conduct an open field coursing event. And then it defines open field coursing event means an event in which dogs are used to pursue a live animal in an open field. I want to set the stage for you. I'm at a KOA campground with my camper. I'm enjoying life. I got a campfire going, just living my best life, right? Lady next to me has a beagle, a pet beagle, a fat pet beagle. So she's outside her camper. Her beagle's off leash sitting at her feet. Well, we're in a KOA campground that's full of wildlife. There's rabbits all over this campground. Well, that little fat beagle she had decided he wanted to chase him a rabbit, and he took off. And I'm going to tell you, he was sounding good. He was out of breath, but he was sounding good. And I helped her catch that beagle, and she said, he ain't never done that before. I said, he's a beagle. He's a rabbit dog. That's what he's supposed to do. She said, I've had him since he was a puppy. He ain't never chased a rabbit. He ain't done. I said, well, he just put something on that rabbit. I said, it's in his blood. So what happens when Fido, that's a couch princess, that's been sitting up on the couch all day, goes out in the yard, chases a rabbit or a squirrel? Would that fall under what I just read? I'll read it to you again. It shall be unlawful for any person to conduct an open field coursing event. And the definition of an open field coursing event per the bill means any event in which dogs are used to pursue a live animal in an open field. Any event. Any event. It doesn't say paid event. It doesn't say competition. It doesn't say hunting. It says any event.
I mean, that's the same thing, and I'll set this even more. You let your dog outside to go to the bathroom. There's a cat in the backyard. You know as well as I do, they're going to chase that cat. Now, what happens if you live inside the city limits? Or if you live, I'm not talking about just people living out in the country, or another dog walks by the house and your dog gets away from you and chases that other dog. That is a live animal in an open area, an open event. So
go ahead.
This is a lot more than what people think, and I'm gonna dive into something. I don't know this representative from California. I've never laid eyes on them. I've never seen them. I have no idea about them. But I will say this, and I'm going to stick my neck out today. There are a certain group of people that live here in the United States who cannot stand dogs. And dogs should be put away. They should not even be allowed in that jurisdiction. And again, I don't know who this representative is. Never laid eyes on him. But I'm wondering now, is this a thank you, Cody. Is this an attempt to take away something that has been here in the United States since the inception, and that is hunting dogs or dogs in general, because they do not believe that we should have dogs. They do not. I mean, it's their religion. It's not just. I'm sticking my neck out on this, guys. Y'all know I am. I can count on you, Cody. I most certainly can. So, I mean, this is not just. This is a lot more than what people may think it is. It is a lot bigger. And my dog just came into the room, just kicked the door wide open, and now wanting to get in my lap. But hang on one second. Your neck's out too. Yeah, it sure is. So,
well, it's not just them; it's others. I'm looking at an article I wrote about a guy in Northern Virginia. Let's see here. After more than 2 years, this is my writing. It's on the Army of Orange page. This is me. I'm the author. After more than 2 years, a Virginia jury has done more than many thought wouldn't happen. In King and Queen County, Virginia, a man identified as Eric Gregory Ripper was convicted after 3 hunting dogs were found shot and killed on his property. He was charged with 3 counts of animal cruelty, 2 counts of removing electronic collars. He was sentenced to 24 months in jail, ordered to pay restitution. He went out and shot these dogs because he don't believe in hunting with dogs.
Yeah.
And he's got a sneaky little, nasty little grin on his face in his mug shot where he's going off to jail for 24 months. But if you scroll through the comments, a lot of people are saying, yeah, he deserved more time. He should have got more of this or that. But there's people in here saying, I understand what he did. Dogs shouldn't have been on his property. The dog owner should be the one in jail. Miscarriage of justice. That is Cody Bineker. I want to make sure he gets credit for what he said. He works at Lakeview Golf Club and lives in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Thanks for your comment, Cody. And here's another one. I don't agree with shooting dogs. Some folks don't want dogs on their property. That's the pay for. As you can tell, this guy right here has a PhD. I can tell by his writing style. Well, I know dogs can't read, but that's the risk houndsmen take letting their dogs out to run free.
Crazy. This is, I mean, I keep a tight leash on my dogs. I live inside the city limits, and, you know, they get out in the back, and on occasion, I got a little beagle. I got one of those little fat beagles myself. And on occasion, I've seen that little dog move bricks to get out from under a fence to chase something. So it is, you know, there's a fine line there, you know, as a responsible dog owner, that you got to keep your dogs under control. And we all know that, but every now and then one of them they'll get out on occasion. I mean, how many of these feral cats you see running around? You know, and it's, you know, as soon as I realize that my dog's missing, I'm out looking for it. And I grab her up. I'm not a happy camper, but I grab her up and I stick her back inside the house for a while. But it's, I mean, can you imagine? I mean, guys, can you all imagine your dog getting away from you? Just, you know, it just gets away.
And now you got a felony.
Yeah. You had to put that in there, didn't you, Cody? That he's a Marine Corps Reserve.
I'm an active duty veteran myself.
In the Marine Corps?
No, I was in the military. I was in the Army.
In the Army? You were in the military. Army ain't ready to be a Marine yet. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm just saying, you know what Marine stands for, right? My ass rides in Navy equipment.
Hey, brothers, bring it on. By the way, if you're going to send me a package, I like the purple crayons. Okay, I'm just saying, they just taste better.
Yeah, my son-in-law was a Marine. He gets a pack of crayons every Thanksgiving. Not a single person has won my raffle ticket yet. They won't even look it up on Google.
Come on, guys, give it.
So Fido gets loose. Oh, as far as the dogs go, man, I tell people all the time that if your dog gets on your neighbor's property where it's not supposed to be once in a great while, that's a mistake. And mistakes, we don't punish people for mistakes. But if every time you cut your dog loose, he's on your neighbor's property barking and raising sand, that's a habit. That's a bad habit, and that's not something anybody should support.
Correct.
So what you were saying about your dog getting out, After Outdoors has got 3 of the 5 on the First Amendment. You got 3 of them. There's 2 more. There's three. There's two more, and we're doing one of them right now, and you didn't even mention it. So you're close. You're close to getting that ticket. But this bill isn't really about banning dogs. This bill is about banning hunting.
There you go.
Press and Assembly. I had to look it up. Should we let him have it? He looked it up. He cheated, but
I'd give it to him. I know the old boy, and he's a good fella.
he couldn't remember them all.
I've actually he's come down here to South Carolina to hunt with me, and I've hunted with him in Minnesota. So,
all right. Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna need your contact information. My email address is on the Tick Bite NC page. That's how Duck Daddy got up with me. Go over to my page. Actually, my phone number's there, isn't it?
yeah, that's how I found. Yeah,
Yeah, my phone number's there. Just go over there, send me a text message, tell me how to get it to you. I'll fill it out, send you a picture of it. The drawing's going to be the first Saturday in May. Maybe you'll win it. I hope you do. Somebody's going to win.
You got to send me half of it so I can get up to Minnesota next year. But
how long were you in the Marines?
Active 4 years, active reserve 2 years.
Hoorah.
And then I went over and those the active reserve, I was policing at the time, so I hit all my reserve time and got it all taken care of.
I got you. Did you think when you were raising your right hand and swearing to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, and you were prepared to give your life in its defense, your life? I'm getting chill bumps. I took that oath myself. I took it 4 times. I've
taken it. Let's see here. In the Marine Corps during my tour there, when I became a police officer, my first department, when I became
different oath. Police officers don't take the same oath the military does. I've taken that one too.
Oath, but it's still an oath.
Yeah.
And then every time I got promoted, I had to take the same oath.
That's right.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I had to take the oath when I got promoted too, so I took it more than 4 times.
That's right.
But did you ever think when you were taking that oath and swearing that you were prepared to die for what the U.S. Constitution said? That elected representatives of the U.S. government would write such garbage down and try and push it through? I mean, I can't even believe that it's written down and attached to a bill in the first place.
Exactly. But I believe that, let me see if I can find it. Cody from After 5, he said, this guy is a Mexico native and is an animal rights activist, the sponsor of the bill. I just want to make sure I got that out. Make sure everybody saw that.
So he's born in Mexico.
Sir?
So he's born in Mexico.
Yeah. That is my understanding from what Cody wrote just there.
It's bad enough that I got concrete walkers all the time wanting to tell me how to live in the country. The people that want to ban guns blow me away. They live in the city and they're surrounded by cops. I mean, they can't walk to the corner without seeing 5 or 6 cops. And where I live at, when you call the cops, you might see them within 30 or 45 minutes.
Exactly.
And that's when you call them and need them. So, born in
Morleone?
Morleone?
I don't even know where that's at there, boss.
I'm going to have to get out my map on that one. You know, interesting thing about federal laws, I'm not really a fan of very many federal laws at all. And the main reason being is one size really never fits all. What works in Minnesota might not work in North Carolina.
Correct.
And a matter of fact, I know for a fact that what works in Minnesota won't work in North Carolina. And North Carolina ain't going to work in Minnesota. So why do we have to try and use a one size fits all?
That, again, goes back to the 10th Amendment of being a states' rights issue and not a federal issue. There's the federal government is just trying, it constantly is trying to tell everybody, just like you said, make it a blanket on everybody when it doesn't need to be. It's not, I mean, oh my gosh, I could go back into history and say how many times we fought over this one. 600,000 were killed over states' rights issues. We're not going to get into it, but still, a states' rights issue that is a foundation of our country.
Right. Charles Holden 325 asked me how far I am from the Voice of America location. It's about 45 minute to an hour drive from my house. I can go hunt it whenever I want to, pretty much. Not far.
Now, you're in Eastern North Carolina, correct?
That is correct.
And so is Charles. I know Charles personally.
So he's probably not too far from me. Charles, you don't know where Tick Bite, North Carolina is? Now, see, anybody in Eastern North Carolina that's fairly well educated, at least they went through the 4th grade or something, most of the time they know where Tick Bite is. It's close to Bug Tussle. It's not too far from Skeeter Pond. Dog Patch is not too far away. And Pine Villa and Pitch Kettle. Now, Pitch Kettle from Tick Bite, if you've got a boat or you don't mind swimming across a creek full of water moccasins, you can be in Pitch Kettle in about 2 minutes if you don't mind crossing the creek. But if you want to get to Pitch Kettle from Tick Bite on the road, it'll take you about 30 minutes. That's for real. It'll take you about 30 minutes. So, but Tick Bite is right down the road from Bug Tussle, Skeeter Pond, and Dog Patch. I thought everybody knew where it was. Ain't the lizard man from around that area? Do you mean Lizard Lick Towing or you mean the lizard man?
He means the lizard man out of Bishopville, South Carolina. That's
down there near Duck Daddy. That ain't got nowhere near me. We got us a Sasquatch. And, if you want to get off the doom and gloom for a few minutes, we can talk about some hunting stories and such if you want to.
Hey, I got plenty of them, but go right ahead. I want to hear, guys. Let me
hang on a minute. Charles Holden's daddy was a hammered radio operator near Kinston. Who was your daddy, Charles?
You'll get it in a minute, but
I hold a ham radio license myself.
Yeah, I know about the lizard man. I've told more jokes about the lizard man than you can shake a stick at. More stories, and they're hilarious. But yeah,
so I'll tell you a true story.
Go ahead.
We were hunting Craven County, North Carolina, not too far from the Voice of America site, as a matter of fact. It was getting later in the evening. It wasn't nowhere near dark yet, but it was going to be dark in a couple of hours. We've been running dogs all day. We were trying to catch the dogs up. There were 3 of us down there. And at the time we were hunting the property, it was about 6,000 acres. More stories than you reckon door with? Yeah. So we were hunting about 6,000 acres. We had about 5 dogs left out. My buddy Scotty was down this dirt road, and he was trying to catch a dog. And Scotty came on the radio, and he said, "Y'all quit messing with me." And I'm like, "What do you mean, Scotty? I'm over here trying to catch my dog." I was about 1.5 miles from Scotty. I wasn't nowhere near him. And the other guy with us named Philip, he was probably 1.5 miles in the other direction. What I'm saying is Scotty was out there all by himself. Wasn't nobody around him. least nobody that was supposed to be there. Might have been a trespasser out there, but no member of the club was out there. Jerry Clower will be spinning his grave over this bill. Yes, he would. So Scotty says that something is in the woods hollering and throwing stuff, throwing pine cones and throwing limbs. And he said a limb came flying at his truck that was about that big around. Now, when I do that and tell people about that big around, city folk are like, oh, that's a fairly big around limb. Country folk are like, I bet that thing had some weight to it. How did somebody throw it, out of the woods into the middle of the road by the truck? So Scotty was convinced that we were messing with him. And when I told him where I was at, and I keyed the microphone on the radio and blew the horn on the truck, and he could hear the horn blowing over the radio, but he couldn't hear it with his ears, he understood that I was a long ways from him and it wasn't me picking on him. So I told him, I said, I think you got you a Sasquatch over there with you. Get out of the truck and holler a little bit, or take that piece of wood and beat on it. That'll attract the Sasquatch. It'll bring him right into you and get his picture. Scotty thought about that for a minute. He said, y'all really ain't over here messing with me? No, Scotty, we ain't. Scotty had places he needed to be. He packed his stuff up and he left. Now, that was at least 15 years ago. Oh, and I can't get Scotty to go coon hunting at night. He will not go coon hunting at all. Not in that area. He won't go. And if we're running dogs on deer or bear, or even rabbit hunting, it starts getting about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Scotty's got places to be. He's leaving the woods. He ain't going to be out there in the dark. So you say you love the southern stories. Do what now?
My buddy Anti is in the house, so appreciate you coming in, Anti. Cody loves this story, and he kind of mentioned a little bit about it. Got more stories than you can rake a door with. Well, this is a true story. I was policing a small town, and right across from the police station, a little street, and there's a couple of the juke joints were, and you could never get them out at 2 o'clock. So, everything closes down at 2 o'clock. You couldn't ever get them out. And you'd have to walk over there, and you have to start running people off, and all this stuff. It's just a whole bunch of trouble. And, well, it was about the time that the Lizard Man was making his debut out of Bishopville, South Carolina. And those of y'all live in the South, if y'all old enough, y'all remember the stories of the Lizard Man. So I come up with a bright idea one night. I was working graveyard shift, and I said, you know what, I'm going to do something. And I had a buddy that lived behind me, and he had just come back from an elk hunt. And I went over there and I said, hey, do you mind if I borrow your elk bugle? And he goes, about what? I said, your elk bugle. You got one, right? He goes, yeah. I said, you mind if I borrow it? He said, okay. So I went out there and I got that elk bugle, and it was about 1:45 in the morning. I'm trying to use my accent, Bo, but I talk so much Saturday, man. My throat's sore. So anyway, I get about 1:45 in the morning. I'm trying to get people out. So I walked around the little town, and I came in from behind it in the back door of this juke joint. And I took that elk bugle, and I started blowing on that elk bugle. And I had one of them big old heavy pinned garden rakes. And I dug it into the door behind this juke joint, and I just drug it down 2 or 3 times, and then hit that elk bugle. Well, I was a whole lot smaller and a whole lot younger back then, so I took off running, hit the woods, came back around, and went to the front door, and I started asking people, "Hey, y'all hear that noise?" And they're like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, what was it?" They didn't have no idea. I said, "Well, let's go out the back." And I went out the back and opened that door. And I was walking around, I was shining a flashlight, couldn't see anything. And somebody closed the door. and I turned around and I threw that flashlight up against them door. It looked like claw marks had gone down that side of that building, that side of that door. I'm going to tell you right now, every last one of them, there's about 25, 30 head of them in there, and they took off running. I mean, I'm telling you, they went back through that door. They didn't even shut the front door. They all jumped in the cars and the trucks, and they took off. And for the next 3 weeks, we did not have a problem getting people out of that building. We just told them, man, it had to have been the lizard man. That's all I can think of. Lizard man doesn't come down. He doesn't come down the road a little piece. And I kid you not, dude. We had people talking about that thing for years. Yeah. Oh, to make the bugle sound, I've already messed it up. But I did. I took that bugle, and I don't know how an elk's supposed to sound. I don't have any elk around here. I just got that. That's
about what they sound like.
I just having a good old time with them. But yeah, we all got stories. We all got good stories.
So one thing that I do is I write children's stories.
Yes, sir.
And I've been recording them. I had a near-death experience in 2023. I was in a head-on collision. Wasn't my fault. Guy hit me head-on. I had 1 second to react from the time he came into view. And dash camera was running, so the whole thing was recorded on dash camera. So 2023, my middle grandson is due about any day. So that's the only thing I was thinking about when it happened. But I died for about 15 minutes. I didn't have a heartbeat, nothing. Had an out-of-body experience. I'll tell you about that sometime. That's not the purpose in the story right now. But I was in the back of the ambulance. I came back. They didn't resuscitate me. I came back spontaneously. And I'm in the back of the ambulance. The paramedic working on me says, "You died, and we're afraid you're going to die again. So here's a camera. And anything you want to say, you say it to that camera, because you may not make it to the hospital." Well, I did, because I'm still here. I'm too ornery, I guess, to die. But it started dawning on me that I really hadn't left anything for my grandkids to really remember me by. There's pictures. But in the 21st century, we've got cameras, we've got video, we've got all kinds of stuff. So I dug through some of my old writings. I've been writing for 30-some years. And I started putting pen to paper and got some inspiration from different places. And I came up with a whole universe of talking dogs. And it's called the community is called Cedar Hollow. And it's a magical little community where the dogs talk and drive cars and do all kinds of stuff. It's written for children, but I've found that even children that are 90 years old enjoy the stories. And it's based around the Cedar Hollow Special Ops Academy. And that's where the puppies go to learn how to be better dogs. And there's professors. For example, Snoopy works there. And Snoopy has a PhD in rabbit circling studies. And his assistant professor's name is Baby. So I'm going to tell you about Cedar Hollow and where it is. And it's in Tick Bite. But you got to know the only way you can get there is if you've been there before or if you're invited. And sometimes you don't know if you're invited or not, but you could be standing on the road right about the time the sun starts to touch the trees, and you'll hear it. It's voices, but they don't sound normal. The voices sound a little off. And if you listen closer, you'll realize that it's dogs. But they're not barking, they're not baying, they're actually talking. you might hear Gunny, the bulldog that's in charge of physical training at the, he was a Marine, by the way, at the academy talking to the cadets. As you can hear, I've got a beagle. I think there's a rabbit in the backyard. I think I'm in trouble because I'm allowing an open field coursing event to take place in the backyard right now.
Oh, my goodness.
But Beagle Book Club's the name of my little book series.
3.5 hours for me, so let me know if I got to start rolling up there in the trucks.
Hey, man, everybody I've ever had on the podcast, I've told them come hunt with me. So load up and come on. We'll do something.
I hear you. I hear you. Let's see. For those of y'all that are coming in or have come in, and I don't know who all is in here, to be honest, but the original, what we were talking about today is U.S. Congress in the Farm Bill have put an amendment in there to outlaw or to attempt to outlaw using live animals for dogs. And it basically started off with the greyhounds, but the wording is so broad that it could be for any of our hunting dogs, retrievers, bird dogs, coon dogs, rabbit dogs, and deer dogs, and so forth and so forth. So that's what we were talking about earlier for those of y'all that are coming in late. But then we just kind of got off on some good old Southern euthanism stories and having a good time with it. And we're going to continue with that. But I just want to give y'all a heads up what we were talking. So if you have any questions, please do me a favor and drop them down in the comments and we'll get to them. But
hey, Duck Daddy,
go right ahead.
I'll hit them with a recap. So they introduced this bill that was called the Greyhound Protection Act. It was House Resolution 5017. And it was pretty much dead on arrival. It wasn't going to go anywhere. So a group of representatives, including my representative for my district, got together and said, you know what, let's make an amendment to the Farm Bill, which is a popular bill that is going to provide aid to the U.S. farmers. And let's make an amendment to the Farm Bill. And let's put the language from the Greyhound Protection Act into that bill. And it's Amendment 25. And, you know, people would think with language like Greyhound Protection Act, it sounds good. It sounds like something that you might want to support. I mean, nobody wants to hurt greyhounds, right? The problem is with most legislation, the title never represents what's in the bill. So the language of the bill says it shall be unlawful for any person to engage in live lure training of dogs. Think about that. Let that sink in. It shall be unlawful for any person to engage in live lure training of dogs. It shall be unlawful for any person to conduct an open field coursing event. So rabbit hunting. I mean, I literally took my beagles a week or so ago and ran rabbits with them. I did an open field coursing event. That's what rabbit hunting is. The term open, and they were going to define it. The term open field coursing means any event in which dogs are used to pursue a live animal in an open field, aka rabbit hunting, deer hunting, coyote hunting. Live lure training of dogs, aka duck hunting. It shall be unlawful to knowingly sell, transport, or deliver any dog for the purposes of engaging in an activity prohibited under this section. So you put a dog in your dog box on the back of your truck, congratulations, you just committed a felony. What does this mean for hunting? Training dogs with live game would be illegal. Running hounds in the woods could fall under open field coursing. Rabbit hunting dogs would be impossible. Coon hunting would be infected, depending on how they interpret it. Traveling across state lines with your dogs would become illegal. Field trials and organized dog events would be restricted. Buying or selling hunting dogs tied to these activities would also be blocked. So I want you to think about these expensive coon dogs. There's people that win hundreds of $1,000s in coon events.
Well, we got the world.
These dogs have got
South Carolina.
These dogs have got serious bloodlines. So now it's illegal for those dogs. We've been talking about some really serious stuff. We had a little bit of fun talking about Bigfoot and talking puppies and all kinds of stuff, but we had some serious conversation earlier. I propose it shouldn't be allowed to be a politician if you ain't born here. Well, I'm gonna put on my history professor hat a little bit. When they wrote the Constitution, they actually spelled all that out in the Constitution. So you have to be native born to be president. And by default, with that being you have to be native born to be president, there's other spots that you have to be native born as well, because you may wind up being the president through the line of procession. So vice president has to be native born. Speaker of the House needs to be native born. It also spells out the ages that you have to be. You can't be under, I think it's 35.
35.
And be president. Representatives and congressmen can be much younger. But that stuff's all spelled out in the U.S. Constitution. The reason I know about the Constitution is I told the guys earlier I was an intelligence agent for the U.S. government. And that sounds cool. I mean, I was James Bond, right? That sounds cool, right? It was minutes of excitement surrounded by months of boredom. You know, in the James Bond movies, they show James Bond, he's constant nonstop action. Well, there was some action. There was some jumping out of airplanes and helicopters and crawling around in some mud and doing some other stuff, but there was a whole lot of sitting there doing this.
Twiddling your thumbs, hurry up and wait.
Whole lot of that. Whole lot of hurry up and wait, too. Lost my train of thought, Duck Daddy.
That's all right, brother.
That head-on collision got me.
You know, sometimes it happens to me all the time. You start reminiscing a little bit, and then all of a sudden you just
gone. Oh, we were talking about the Constitution. So one day when I'm sitting there twiddling my thumbs, and I would say staring out the window, but the building I worked in didn't have any windows and doors. So it had doors. It had one door. So I decided that I would reach over and get the book that was there that had the Constitution in it and read it. And you know what I was shocked by when I read the U.S. Constitution? I was shocked by what's not in it.
Yeah.
It's a fairly short document. It's not real big. You can read it in a few minutes. It won't take you half a day to read it. It won't take you an hour to read it. You can read it in 10 minutes or less. Not a very big document. I was shocked with what's not in it. It spells out what it takes to be president, vice president, stuff like that. But a lot of these things where I hear that's unconstitutional, it ain't in there.
It ain't.
Ain't in there.
Yep. That's why I don't consider myself a Republican. I consider myself a constitutionalist with some libertarian tendencies.
I took one of them little tests where it figures out what you are politically. Turns out I'm a libertarian according to that test.
Yeah. Most of us are. They just don't know it.
Most of us have liberal tendencies and we don't know it. I'll be honest with you.
Right.
When you take one of those tests, you'd actually, I was surprised at where my little dot was, that it was closer to left of center than I thought it would be.
Right.
But I did agree with everything I said in the test, so it was interesting. I said that earlier too in the chat for the people that have just joined, that it's never a Democrat or Republican thing. This bill that we're talking about is co-authored by Democrats and Republicans. They're all in it. It's not a left versus right. It's a right versus wrong.
Exactly.
After 5 says our country's in a bit of trouble, but that's what happens when you take God out of country.
Amen.
I agree with you.
What's up, Randy? How you doing, buddy? Listen, guys, for those of y'all that are in here, if I missed you coming in, I apologize, but I have been tuned in to listen to Mr. Todd talk. So, guys, welcome in. If you haven't already, he's got a Facebook page, Tick Bite NC on Facebook, Tick Bite NC on YouTube. I believe that Anti has posted, Anti or Mark, I'm not exactly sure which one, but they have posted his where you can find him at. He is also a children's book author. So, guys, do us a huge favor when you get a minute, and when this is all over with, go and look him up. Go ahead and follow him. I found him on Facebook today. I mean, this is how fast this thing worked today. I saw him because I was thinking about this conversation, and when I saw his post, I went, "Yep, that's it. I got to get him. I got to get a hold of him quick." What was the wrong quote? If you're not
Anti just posted my Tick Bite NC link, and I got a pop-up notification a minute ago that a couple of you have subscribed to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. I need all the help I can get on YouTube. I'll take the help on Facebook.
Read your kids' Beagle Book Club.
Yeah, and Beagle Book Club's where my kids' stories are. You can read everything I got for free on Facebook. Just go read it to your kids.
What's it called again?
Beagle Book Club.
Beagle Book Club. Okay.
Yep. That's the name of the Facebook page. Like I said, and everything's published there. There's even cute little cartoon advertisements that I made up for fake products, like tracking collars. There's a tracking collar that's used in Cedar Hollow, and the puppies at the Special Ops Academy had a field day, and they participated in field day, and Iris won an award because she did the best zoomies, and then she got an advertisement agreement with Marrow Breath Mints for dogs. It's an absolute made up product. It's not real, but there's a commercial on there with Iris running, doing zoomies, and then saying how good her breath smells because she's using Marrow Breath Mints. So I got another one that's a tracking collar that I made up. It's all for kids. It's fun. It's to try and get kids interested in hunting, fishing, trapping, and outdoors.
Let me say hello to some people real quick. Scott, thanks for coming in. Again, Anti, thank you for everything you do. Doug, I appreciate that comment, guy. I was thinking about this the other day about doing this, and then when I saw his Facebook post, a little reel he posted on another podcast that he had, I said, I got to get a hold of this guy. And I know I sounded like an idiot on your answer machine, but I said, I got to get him. I got to find a way to get him on here. I think this is the kind of information, and I've said this earlier, I don't like to get political on my channel, but if it pertains to the outdoors and our love of hunting and fishing, and if it's political, I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to go all in on it. Yeah, Randy, you need to show it. Randy Nettles has a son named Brentley. Really cool kid. He loves to read. So, Randy, I appreciate that, man. Let him get a hold of those books.
Yeah, Randy, that'd be great. So, if you guys are wondering why I'm not commenting on the chat, I can't. We don't know why, but I typed something in the chat and it doesn't work. I just typed something in the private chat and it worked fine.
I don't even see anything come up in private. I don't even see it in private right now, but I'll look for it in a little bit.
Hey, look at
There,
that.
there you got it. You just tested something. It may have gotten it just there it is. Okay. Yeah, you just typed test in there, it came in the chat. So
It did. So let's try this. Here's a link to the story about the farm bill. It's got everything in it, including the links on how to contact your congressman and senator. And comment has failed to post to Daddy Duck 365.
that is crazy. I don't know what's going on. See if you can put it in private.
Yep. It posts there. Anti shared my my handle at TickBite NC. Thank you so much.
There, I just posted it again.
All right.
I got it off the private. I don't know why.
Right.
I don't know why it's not letting you do it. I have no clue whatsoever.
Well, that link has got some important information in it. It tells it's a long article that I wrote about the bill, and then it tells you how to get up with your congressman. And I've got a simple message. It's included in that link. And this is what I recommend you send in the email. I'm concerned about Amendment 25 in the Farm Bill, House Resolution 7567, which includes language from House Resolution 5017. The wording about open field coursing and live lure training is too broad and could impact lawful hunting with dogs. Please oppose this amendment to the Farm Bill. Notice I didn't say, please take this language out of the amendment. I said, please oppose the amendment. Take the whole amendment out. An attack on one is an attack on all. I personally don't watch greyhound hunting. It don't affect me one way or the other. But somebody enjoys it. And it's not torturing the dogs. That's what greyhounds do. They run fast. Now, if they wanted to pass a bill that said, hey, you ain't supposed to kill greyhounds, I might could get behind that. But this bill has nothing to do with greyhounds. I don't even think it mentions greyhounds
I don't
in
think
the wording of the bill. But it does mention, go ahead.
What was the name of the Facebook page with the Beagles? What was the name of it?
Beagle Book Club. Send it to you in private chat.
You're talking something serious and they want to know the name of the books.
Randy wants to know what it is. Randy said he's going to put his kid on that.
Yeah.
So if any of you are going to be anywhere around Grifton, North Carolina, now Grifton is in the suburbs of TickBite. It's about a mile out. It's a mile outside the county limits of TickBite. Is a little town called Grifton. If any of you are going to be in Grifton around the week of the 14th, I'm going to be participating in the Grifton Shad Festival, and I'll be doing a live reading of some Beagle Book Club material at the Shad Festival.
Cool.
So I see somebody's got my webpage up there.
That's
so you can come listen.
That's going to be the 14th of April?
I think it's the 14th. It's a Tuesday night, I think. It's posted on my page that I'm going. I don't have my calendar in front of me right this second. I didn't bring my phone in here because I didn't want it interfering with me. So but yeah, it's a Grifton Shad Festival. You know what I can find? I bet the Google machine can tell me. Let me Google that for you.
The 14th is a Tuesday.
It's the event called Fishy Tales.
Fishy Tails, Griffin, North Carolina. Right outside of Tick Bight. It's the suburbs.
It is Tuesday the 14th at 6 o'clock. It'll be at Grifton School Media Center on 513 McCrae Street in Grifton, North Carolina. It's called Fishy Tails. It's called the Lying Contest. So I'm just going to go tell a story. It'll be a fiction story. I don't necessarily think fiction is a lie, but if I tell you a dog's talking, I'm pretty sure you ain't going to think I'm telling the truth, right?
I don't know. Every Christmas Eve at midnight, I'm sitting there looking at my dogs, seeing if they're going to talk to me.
Well, do they? Mine talk to me all the time.
Oh, this German wire hair I got, I'm surprised she ain't knocked the door down telling me she got to do something.
Matter of fact, we out there in the woods, we'll tell the dogs, talk to him.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. And all that will be illegal if Amendment 25 of the Farm Bill passes. Every bit of that will be illegal. My dogs will not be able to treat another possum.
I mean, we're going to fight it the way it's supposed to be fought, and I got it. But my RD side of me goes, you know what? You're going to have a hard time with me. My RD neck will pop out. Now I'll say you're gonna have y'all gonna have a hard time with me on this one. You might as well call some other people. I'm just saying. You ain't getting my dog, and no. It's just I'm just telling people how it is. Now we're gonna do it all legal and we're gonna do it the right way, but I'm looking. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna happen. I'm not gonna.
I do. Now, earlier, for the people that are just joining us, earlier I talked about that Sportsman's Alliance and several other people have been talking to some of the representatives, and they're trying to get some wording changed in Amendment 25. The wording that basically affects hunting, they want it removed from Amendment. Did I say 25? I think it's 24. No, it's 25. I was right. It's Amendment 25. And, it's all fine and dandy if you remove that wording, but I say remove the whole amendment.
The whole amendment needs to go.
The whole amendment needs to go.
Guys, I all I can do is implore y'all to go and read this bill that Todd has put out there. Get a hold of your reps. Call them. Send them an email, whatever you got to do, write them a letter, put that wording in there to get rid of that whole amendment, and let them know. We're not, let them know, because this is going to affect every last one of us. If you're hunting with a dog,
if you're hunting, it's going to affect you.
Exactly. When dogs are outlawed, only outlawed will have dogs. Yep,
that's true. But like I said, even the people that say, I don't hunt with a dog, I don't use a dog to hunt, I don't believe in using a dog for hunt. You know what? I'm a tracker, and I'm a licensed hunting guide in North Carolina. They will ring my phone in a heartbeat. I shot this big buck, man. I shot the buck of a lifetime, and I can't find him. I've tracked the blood trail. Can you bring a dog over here and see if you can find my deer? Now, they don't believe in hunting with dogs, but they sure want my dog. They sure want my dog to come chase that deer. Yep. I had a guy on 2 weeks ago. His name's Jut, and he runs a drone business. He recovers deer with drones, but he also does farming. He does aerial spraying. He's a crop duster, but instead of using a plane, he uses drones. Coolest thing you'll ever see, man. But Jut said that he wasn't prepared when he started doing deer recovery with his drones. He wasn't prepared for the number of live deer that he was going to find.
Right.
Because Jut, he will not use his drone to go find you a deer to shoot. He'll recover a deer, but he won't go out there and spot deer for you. number one, I think it's illegal. It's definitely definitely not ethical.
Right.
But he said he wasn't really prepared for how many live deer he was going to find where people just made bad shots. And he said there were several deer he found that the deer wasn't going to die. It might die from infection a month from now, but it wasn't going to die from the gunshot wound. It was that bad of a shot. So,
well, look here, I got to say hello to Craig. Craig, I'm so happy that you joined us tonight, buddy. I'm just going to read his comment. You know damn well I am straight outlaw. I'll not quit hunting without my dog. Enough said. Craig's a good friend of mine, lives in eastern North Carolina as well. Not too far from where Charles lives, and not too far from where you live. So, Craig, I'm glad you can make it tonight, buddy. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm sorry
Craig,
about that.
you know where tick bite is?
He probably does. He's probably trapped it or hunted it. Craig, you know where tick bite, North Carolina is? Craig's one of my good friends, buddy. I go up there. I live, I don't know, 2 hours, I guess, from his house.
Okay.
And I go up there. He said, no, sir, he doesn't know where it's at.
You know where Greenville is? Everybody knows where Greenville is. Greenville, North Carolina. Party University. East Carolina. East Carolina University and Greenville, North Carolina are a suburb of tick bite.
There.
You know, tick bite's so small, we got one building. It's the core. It doesn't even have a K in it. We couldn't even. It's Pitt County, Lenore County. It's right there on the line. But tick bite's so small, we couldn't even afford to pay for the K in our name. It's TICBITE. There's no K.
Nope, there's not. Y'all look it up. I kid you not.
There's no K. So yeah, we couldn't even afford the K in our name. That's true. Now I'm gonna tell you a lie. Tick bite is so small that we've only got one building. It's the courthouse and it's the post office and it's the barbershop, and it has to all double up together. So we decided we wanted to have an ice cream parlor in town also. We only got the one building. So we built a little room off the back and made an ice cream parlor. You wouldn't know it, but man, that judge makes one fantastic milkshake.
Here's a school motto, bite me.
Almost. But that'd be a good one for Beagle Book Club Special Ops Academy. I think I might have to write that into the story. So tick bite, this is true story. It's right on the Contentnia Creek. It's a peninsula between the Contentnia Creek and the Neuse River, back up in the woods. It's a swamp. So it's the area where I lived in was a dead-end road. It was 1 mile long. Towards the end of the road, right on the creek, was what we called the old boat store. And it was basically an old boat that they had drug out of the creek onto the land and built around it and made a store out of it, like a country store.
Oh man.
I got a picture of it somewhere. But when I say I grew up country, I grew up country. Literally, our store was an old boat that they drug out of the creek.
Man.
That's true. So it sounds like a good place to live to me. It was until those floods destroyed it.
Right.
It flooded in 99. That was horrible. Then it flooded again in 2008, I think it was. And the floods ruined it. The few people that do live down there now, it's bad. Yeah. And a lot of the land's been sold and turned into mines, and they're hauling tick bite away one dump truck load at a time. Sand, rock, They got some. I'm amazed with the crush and run gravel they've dug out of the ground down there. I'm impressed.
Really?
I never thought that would have been under the dirt back there. I dug holes in that dirt everywhere as a child, but evidently it's a little deeper than I was digging. But they're going to dig it all up eventually. It's going to be one big lake, I think. But it was a great place to grow up, and it was a great place to live. I wore a Honda XR75 out, riding it all up in them woods and trails and stuff.
Yeah, living in my hometown, I mean, it's grown up so much. I don't even recognize it when I leave the house. It's just grown up so much. But the same thing. I mean, living in the country, get on your before I could drive. I was on a bicycle, strap a shotgun to the handlebars. Ride a couple 3 miles to the local swamp called depends on where you're from. It's either Pocalla or Pocatello, depending on what end of the swamp you live on, and go duck hunting. Now there's one little spot that's got a little strip mall on it, and the high school is not too far, but had a great little Carolina Bay in there. And I mean, the ducks would pour in there during duck season, and just go there and shoot ducks, just ride your bicycle. And no one said a word. No one said a word to you. I threw newspapers, and I had a little newspaper rack on the back of my bicycle, and I'd shove decoys in it. I'd get about 6 of them, strap that gun to my handlebars, take a piece of cord and wrap it up. So yeah, I got you. I know exactly what you're talking about. I always joke to tell people, I said, man, I didn't even own a pair of shoes to join the Marine Corps. But all right, Charles, take care of yourself. Well, Mr. Todd, we've been here for an hour and 45 minutes, a little bit over, and I think we got enough out to let the people that have joined us tonight to hopefully they'll get on and read that your Facebook page, get that information, and get a hold of their reps. If anybody has anything last they'd like to ask, real quick, get it in the comments. And Mr. Todd, I'll give you the final word, sir. And then we'll sign it off.
Okay. Well, if you guys got a question, throw it in the comments real quick. The Amendment 25 to the Farm Bill is bad news. That's the only way I can say it. It wants to make it illegal pretty much to use a dog for anything. And if you duck hunt, they want to take your duck dog. If you deer hunt, they're taking your deer dog. It don't matter what you use the dog for. They want to outlaw it. And it's a federal bill. It affects everybody. And when I first was told about it, it wasn't the amendment yet. It was just the Greyhound bill. And like Daddy Duck here, one of my friends sent it to me and said, you need to read this. And I read the title. It said Greyhound bill. And I was like, what is this about? Greyhound Protection Bill. How does this affect me? And then I read it and I realized how it affected me. And if you'll read it, it's going to affect you too. Trust me on that. If you hunt or if you have a dog, it's going to affect you. So I appreciate you letting me be on tonight.
Yes, sir.
I hope we at least reach 1 or 2 more people. That's been my goal, is just to get this in front of people so that they know. That little reel that you watched, I'm going to take a quick peek at something. I just want to see how many people have watched it. It's 112,000 right now.
Right.
Have watched that reel. And the longer videos, it doesn't have anywhere near as many views on it, but 112,000 on the reel. And that's on my Tick Bite page. It's on a few more pages. And what I do on Facebook is I'll take it and share it out to a bunch of different groups. So my goal was to get it in front of people, make people aware of what our politicians are trying to do to us. I appreciate you having me on. I've really enjoyed it. I'll be recording a podcast with Longspur Outfitters, I think tomorrow night.
Okay.
We're not doing it live. It'll be recorded in the studio and released. But they're one of the largest recovering companies for recovering animals in the country. It will affect them.
Let us know. Let me know, and send me a message. I'll make sure I get it out on my end on when this podcast is going to be released. And guys, let's keep up with this one.
I'll send you an invite when we record that one with Longspur Outfitters. I'll send you an invite. You can come on.
Okay.
Chit chat with us a bit. We're going to talk a little bit about the bill. We're going to talk a little bit about the idiot in Virginia that shot the dogs and wound up in prison. And then we're going to talk a little bit about turkey. Because it's turkey season. We got to talk turkey.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for having me on.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
a lot for listening. And everybody out there, thank you so much. I'm Todd from Tick Bite, North Carolina. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching tonight. And guess what? I'll see y'all next time on Daddy Duck 365. Y'all have a good night. Todd, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Where do y'all go to? I saved them somewhere.